Football is a game with a rhythmic pulse that fills our autumn weekends. Millions watch the Super Bowl each January. Sometimes it's hard to separate the sport from the spectacle.
Young goes deep middle, he's got Jerry Rice! Touchdown 49ers! First touchdown of the game!
But football is a game born in the grassroots of America. It's a game that's played with pride. It's a game that is played with feeling.
We're always going to have some fun. You understand? We're going to have fun because we're going to kick people's ass.
This is a portrait of football America. A seamless garment, woven of ritual and emotion, stretching from coast to coast. In some cases, even beyond. Football has a scope as rich and diverse as America itself. It's a game played with the exuberance of youth. It's a game played with a warrior's heart.
It's a violent, mean-ass war.
We love each other. Let's go out there and be a family and knock the crap out of people. Go, 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 go!
This is a film of very personal stories.
I mean, she would even be a good mother if she wasn't a football coach. But being a football coach and being that good of a mother is excellent, I think.
He's not very famous, but if kids want a role model, I'd look at him.
He has the typical Western Pennsylvania arm. He's already thrown for more high school yards than Joe Namath, Dan Marino, and Joe Montana combined.
A lot of people don't realize that death is not a handicap. It don't stop you from doing anything. I have no fear. I'm a football player.
This is their story, and this is their game. Theirs is a game that glories in its toughness, its willingness to endure and play on when other games would not. Football can be played anywhere. Wherever there's 100 yards of open field. But there's only one way to play the game.
Get in there and hit him! Every single play! You! Everybody! Let's go!
It may have started as a pastime, but it has grown into something more, something larger. Something uniquely American.
Football is life. It's just working together and loving each other.
The rugged face of Alaska is timeless and majestic. On its southern edge, behind a towering wall of ice, lies the port city of Juneau. The gold rush brought the first settlers over Thunder Mountain in 1880. Today, in the shadow of Mendenhall Glacier, a new generation of pioneers has built a football program on the rocky plain at Juneau Douglas High School.
The little I know about geology is this glacier at one time went all the way down past the airport, and in all the thousands of years it's backed up to where it is now. And this is just glacier silt. It's kind of a volcanic type ash that's very abrasive. Most of the kids have scrapes, cuts, bruises. It's hard. I mean,
wait till it gets
this is hard as a rock.
Warm for a day, and then it'll cook it.
It's the type of the field that When it rains, things start working their way up to the topsoil. You'll see the kids every once in a while bend over, pick up a rock, throw it off the field, or whatever happens to be on the field, a piece of glass or a piece of wood that's stuck up out of the dirt. We'll line them all up from sideline to sideline, and we'll walk down 110 yards and come back 110 yards, and we figure if we have 40 kids and they each pick up 10 rocks on the way down and 10 on the way back, we've got 800 rocks off the field. That shouldn't leave more than 2,000 or 3,000 left to pick up the next week. Okay. Hey, hold it. Who's supposed to be talking in here?
I'm sorry, Coach.
Line me up a line.
Dave Haney's coaching staff reflects the diversity of Alaska.
We have a unemployment officer.
We need to do this more often, I guess.
Our 2 specialty team coaches are both policemen. Well, we have a taxi cab driver.
Be a linebacker, okay?
Chief Rice works for the Fish and Game.
Deep, shallow, over the goal line.
It's nice to have a bush pilot on the staff, and it's a long way to go to scout a ball game.
Riley Ritchie has been Haney's top assistant since the program began 6 years ago.
Yeah, I don't ever get tired of this. You know, I probably do the same flight 10, 12 times a year. Our first practice, we had 8 kids show up. We had this big fancy way that 40 kids were going to do exercises, right? So we got 8 kids, we line them up for exercises. The police come and pull out 2 of those kids. So we're down to 6 kids by the middle of practice. Since then, every year it seems to get bigger and bigger, and we don't start a season now with less than 50 kids out for the program.
When they asked me if I wanted to come up and be the linebacker coach, I told them I'd come up here and do anything. I'll be a hash mark for you. I don't care. There's no road system out of Juneau. We have 137 miles of internal road system, but we're not connected to the outside at all. You get here by boat or by airplane, and that's it. Our budget is astronomical. There's always something going on to try and raise money.
When I was playing football in high school, we did roadblocks. We put on our jerseys. There's only so much road here, but this is something you guys can do.
Right now, we have a deficit of $12,000, and that doesn't get us through the last 2 travel games.
We don't just jump on a bus and go play a football game. We travel to Anchorage. We play teams up by Fairbanks, and it costs about $10,000 a week just for travel.
And given the sort of the crisis, door to door to the downtown businesses, I think would be good.
I'd hate to see the kids go this far and then have the season called off because we can't pay for them to play. That'd be a tragedy.
You have to really pressure the kids starting on day 1. When they show up to get their pads, they're getting coupon books or raffle tickets to sell. And we tell them, you're not going to play in the game in 2 weeks. When we have our game, you won't play unless you get this fundraising done. And you know, I just hate that part. It's not part of coaching, but it's part of being real right here. We have to do it. We have problems here of long winters, and it's hard. We lose kids all throughout the system. We lose them in the winter, and they just don't seem to come back in the spring. I mean, they're here, but not there. And football is a main lever that kept them in school.
The players pay for their own uniforms, and there's no money for modern equipment. So with some rope and a steep hill, the Bears create their own Stairmaster.
Most high school football programs are financed through the high school, through the school system, and this one isn't. The high school has input as far as what we do and what we can't do, but there isn't any money that comes through the high school. All the money comes from the community.
Did you buy a truck ticket for the raffle? No, I didn't. Oh, come on.
If when I was in high school, I would have had to pay $150, wouldn't have had a gym to change in and to shower in, I would have found another sport. These kids play with their heart, their soul, and to some extent their wallet.
You know, it's not just about the X's and O's. It's about getting along with the guy, and it teaches them that it's okay to be different. Oh yeah, we have Anglo, African American, Filipino, Native American, Tongan. It's a great cross culture. And I tell them that, hey, all it takes is all you got. Don't leave anything on that sideline. Once you cross those lines, guys, sell your soul. Sell your soul for each other.
We hit harder, I think. And, you know, we're probably the hardest hitting team in Alaska.
Chad Benz, he's one of my linebackers. He's a phenomenal kid. You don't even think about his hand being missing. It's just something that doesn't even enter into your mind after you've been around him for a while.
All the hard work, all the fundraising is directed towards one goal, giving the Juneau team a chance to compete against the bigger, richer Alaskan schools. It's a struggle that takes everything the players and the town have to give, but they give it week after week so their team can line up and play.
The kids never complain about not getting the locker room. They never complain about getting wet and dirty and have to catch the bus and ride it home. They just never complain. Well, that heart of the field, and the way we tackle 6, 7, 8 guys at a time. If you've got your shoulder facing down and you're getting piled on, it's not good for you.
At least when this rain makes it a little bit softer. I hate it when we haven't had. I mean, gee, hey, it turns to, what's the geologists? What do they say? It turns to slate or something, slate or granite, and it's well on its way to being that final stage of granite or whatever it changes to.
It's a home field advantage. I tell them all the time, guys, this is our house, this is our place. No one wants to play on this field.
When the visitors come and they look at the dirt field and say, gee, I don't know if I want to dive for that ball.
And they don't like it, but we don't care.
These kids have taken on the Giants out of Anchorage. You know, it's a David and Goliath thing.
These guys that we're playing have the fastest 4 guys in the state on their team. They won the state high school champion 4x100 relay team. We're not kicking it deep.
Come on, crush him! Come on! Yeah, come on! Hey, Clark! Nice work!
Juneau leads Alaska in football attendance. 5,000 people attend the home games. That's 1/5 of Juneau's total population. Bartlett High School is a 2-time state champion. Early in the game, their size and speed frustrates the Juneau players.
Well, he couldn't pass it because we didn't have a block in the back. He was
when he's on the run all the time.
Son, he could not do it.
Get in there and hit him! Every single play! You! Everybody! Let's go! Oh, let's go! We'll take it.
Beautiful play on that arm. Beautiful.
Yeah, that guy's not going to
You're going to do the same thing.
Go!
In the second half, the skies open. A cold rain makes the field even more treacherous.
Coach, get out of the way. Get out of the way, Coach.
And the aggressive Bears take control of the game.
Keep it up, Chad. Keep it up, baby. Keep it up.
The Juneau field plays no favorites. It bruises the home team and visitors alike. The difference is the Juneau players can't wait to get back in the game. Juneau completes the route of Bartlett High and earns its first ever trip to the state playoffs. The victory belongs not only to the Juneau players, but to the entire community, which has kept alive a team and a dream on the last frontier of Football America. Anyone who thinks Football America is strictly a male domain, think again. Every spring in Key West, the Women's Rough Touch Football League of America plays for keeps.
Let's line up, ladies. 5 on the 30, 3 in the back. Flag football, well, it's very intense. Okay. The first set of play offense. It's going to be an I formation, sweep right. You sure you want to do it from a shotgun?
Well, a bunch of girls from Key Largo got together and decided to play football. Now I understand what those guys go through out there. We have little flags hanging from us. This is a tough game for girls.
Right. Come on, get up there. All right, defense! Do it! Diane, you're not in safety. Diane, move up! Diane!
Got some great athletes out here, some women who have unbelievable arms. And hey, it's a hard sport. There's hitting out there. You can't say, oh, I'm sorry I hit you. Okay?
Oh, take it easy, you girls. This is just a fun game. Game is about field position, ladies. You gotta get down the field when it's kicked.
I could be aggressive and a bitch and know about sports, and I fit right in with the guys.
I love football, and I think they should do this for women all over the place.
Yeah! She doesn't need a penny. Defense does not need pennies. Call out. Pull your hat. Go, Bernie!
Women's football is catching on across the country.
Get down there, all right? Stay in your lane. Get
But
down
one
there.
Southern lady has carved out a unique niche in football America. In the tiny town of Raymond, Mississippi, Hines Community College has built a football program unlike any other. The practices may look like practices anywhere, but they're the only ones that sound like this.
There you go. Good, good.
Hines is the only college football team with a woman coach, Dot Murphy.
What are you going to do if we catch them in a true cover two? Don't look inside. You were looking inside the whole time. Look up like you're pressing a fade.
The first time I found out that I had a female as a receiver coach, I was like, does she really know what she's going to be doing?
He may sit there, but when he sees both of y'all go, he should come on over some.
Out-of-staters come in, you know, sometimes they're going, wow, I've never seen a woman football coach. Do you have a lot of women football coaches in Mississippi? Coaching is coaching. You know, there are a lot of people who have a world of knowledge, and they're not very good coaches because they don't relate to kids well.
Or maybe you're turning yourself out too, or keeping yourself at an angle instead of turning your butt on around. You know what I'm saying?
I had no doubts that whatever she wanted to coach, she could coach. So that was a very easy decision for me, even though we were plowing new ground, you know, in that process.
Dot was an All-American basketball player and coach at Mississippi University before switching to her first love, football.
Well, you think of Norman coaches when you mess up, getting down there, grabbing your face mask, saying, hey, let's go, let's play ball. You know, and the first time we were scrimmaging when I was a freshman, she got down there with the receivers and D-backs and said, hey, let's go. And she's grabbing them and throwing them around. I said, hey, man, this is football here.
Get on down and keep that part of your hand pushing on his butt right there. Pushes. You know what? That's the only way he knows where your hand is. You know that.
The worst thing, finding the bathroom, you know, there's no bathroom for you go to all these field houses and there's no ladies' bathroom, so sometimes you have to wait a long time. Or you have to go run up to the service station, you know, or something.
Dot and her husband, Gene, worked as assistants together on the Hines staff. Gene was promoted to head coach in 1987, and since then this mom-and-pop operation has produced 9 straight winning seasons.
Good job!
They seem to have a great relationship. Of course, there's times, just like a husband-wife relationship, you know, that they're at each other's throat. But that's true of coaching staffs in general anyway.
Leave me alone.
Gee, I'm trying
to
talk to you about offense.
Get the receivers to flip-flop. Well, we don't have that anymore.
I did. I'm asking you another question.
I give her a hard time on the field. You don't think about why if over here is doing this. You think about, that's my receiver coach, and I want it done this way. Now get down and get it done.
Is that a first down? Is it a first down?
I don't know. Calm down. Get your formation ready.
Woo! Woo!
Dang,
we accept the fact that most of it is just part of the game, you know, and it's just something that we happen to go through, and it's just part of us. Being a female, sometimes he hurts my feelings more than I hurt his.
That's the receiver screwing up ball.
You have to have a great understanding to have your wife, you know, coaching with you, you know. So that, I think that helps the team more than anything else, you know. If they can do it, we can do it. We can pull together as a team.
Dot and Gene try to keep their work separate from their home lives, but it's almost impossible. At their dinner table, the alphabet soup is all X's and O's.
Yell the play out, and I said, what do you think they're doing, lip reading or something? They can't hear you. She was just trying to get their attention.
They say, Dad, would you please talk, we're not at school, please talk about something besides football.
Tom couldn't get the snap from Robert today.
But they're used to it, and when we talk about me getting out or Coach Murphy getting out, they don't, oh no, you know, there are parts of it that they like.
They just seem to be as content as they can possibly be. The best of my knowledge, this is the way it's been all their life. I think when the childs were born, there probably was a bottle in one hand and a football in the other.
I feel real proud of her. I think that she's a real good football coach and a good mother.
I mean, she would even be a good mother if she wasn't a football coach, but being a football coach and being that good of a mother is excellent, I think.
And that's what your daddy was going to do, but I was afraid the count was down too low and we wouldn't get
it. It takes a whole lot of guts for a woman to get up in a man's sport and
do what she's done.
One night a week, the football coach becomes a football mom. When Kelly plays for his high school team, Dot sits with the other parents.
Come on, Cougars, let's go!
Dot's father was a football coach, so she grew up around the game, just as her 3 children are doing now.
Some kid may say, how could you not know what to do? You know, you got 2 coaches at home. He takes a lot of flack from it, but I don't think he'd trade it for anything in the world.
Dot also serves as Hines' academic advisor. She helps players gain admission to senior colleges and possibly a shot at the pros.
That's just going to be points right there, you know, I mean, the way
10 of her players have gone to the NFL.
It makes me feel really good, and this is the mother part, I guess, that the way their personalities change, their self-esteem changes. You feel like you've done something to help change the rest of that young man's life. If they're in a 2-man...
Whether she's explaining class credits or pass routes, Dot is a valuable contributor.
To be honest with you, she's the best coach on the staff. Now, I usually don't say that too publicly because I don't want the boss to fire me for saying it.
Come on, Coach, get him up there. It's not what a lot of people envision when they say, oh, it's a female coach. The bottom line is that the job gets done, and for me, I don't think I'd have it any other way.
Hines takes an 8-0 record into its game against Jones Junior College. Hines has been ranked #1 in the National Junior College poll most of the season. The team needs only 2 more wins to complete its first perfect season in 40 years. The Hines players are feeling the pressure. So are the coaches.
All right, just call it. Come on. Look, we all just a little uptight. Can't get our head down. Scores 3-3. We're not playing our game, are we? Let's just calm down, peck away at it. Okay, everybody take a deep breath.
Not Ed. What the devil we running 95 to X, Doc? That's still Ed. We don't have a 95 over here. We don't have a 95.
Call a play and hush. Yeah! Way to go! Way to go! Down! 3 wide! 3 wide! 2 out! 2 wide! 3 out! Big! Big! Over 2 hip!
Finally, the offense awakens. Dot's receivers make the plays that put the Eagles ahead.
Look at me and you're a winner, aren't you? I know you're a winner. How JJ ran that football, you get them knees up and start pumping, run over their butts. You can do it. Come on, let's go, Greg. Let's get fired up. Everybody pulling together over here now. Everybody pulling together. Let's go. Come on, get it. Let's go. Come on, y'all.
Jones comes back to reclaim the lead.
Come on, guys. Over there.
And the Murphys' best laid plans unravel in the sultry Delta night. Jones pulls off the upset and hands the Eagles their first loss. Hines' bid for a perfect season is over, and their #1 ranking is gone.
I know you're hurting right now. I know that it's a great deal of disappointment. I can't begin to get inside of you and soothe the wound. I can't soothe it for myself. Men, this is a special group. As long as I live, I'll never, never forget what these guys, Miss Murphy, Coach Johnson, all sacrificed to help you come to where we are now. And I challenge you tonight not to forget where we have come from. Men, I challenge you tonight. You are a great team. Men, step forward, correct your mistakes, and let's go. to the top one more time.
I have a place and I have a role. We're all here for a common goal, and that is to build the best football program here at Hinds Community College that we can build, and I'm just a small part of that.
On the sunny coast of Southern California, the Agoura High School football team prepares for another season.
Let's go, line it up straight, 7 yards. Remember, 2 yards is as tall as somebody is. You got a bunch of midgets laying there.
One voice stands out on the practice field, the voice of Coach Bob Blecken.
Okay, now watch to be equidistant. Jared, make sure you're equidistant. Lee, now you got to recalibrate since he moved.
We can be sitting in the middle of a drill or a practice, and you can ask him a question, and all of a sudden it's like he's 30 years in the past, and he's talking about his childhood like it was yesterday. It's great. Not only is practice fun, it's also like a little bit of a history lesson thrown in.
There's tremendous timing in this, and it's learned behavior. That's why we need to work on this.
I respect this guy probably more than anyone I've probably ever met.
Oh, good hands, guy. Let's go. You got it. You got it.
He has a football game next week, and all I know is that I'm dropping everything to go see him play. Hey, you got the love for the game, you're never too old.
Bob Blecken still plays football at the age of 60. He's an offensive tackle with the Ventura Cardinals of the Pacific Football League. He began playing in 1949 at Covina High School. He wore a leather helmet and blocked in a single-wing offense. Over time, leather helmets became obsolete. Bob never did. He has played 45 seasons, more than 500 games, more minutes of organized football than anyone who ever lived, and he still performs at an all-star level.
60 years old, man. Out here playing like he's getting recruited by somebody, you know. Bob's no different than the, you know, your 25-year-olds, you know. I got to give the guy credit. I mean, at 60 years old, I'd be lucky to get out of bed.
They can't believe it. Last time we played here, one of my young defensive linemen, which is very quick, we took him out of the game because Bob just tore him up. He's not very famous, but if kids want a role model, I'd look at him before I would all these $3 and $4 million prima donnas.
Bob is a family man with 10 grandchildren. Away from the game, he's a noted computer scientist.
Bob has a tremendous scientific background. Computer science, artificial intelligence, robotics. The institute where I met him, in fact, developed what's today known as the internet. At that time, it was done for the military. It's astonishing. He's capable to withstand tremendous punishment and come back and be as on top of the situation Monday morning as anybody I've ever seen. So it's a pretty astonishing characteristic. The guy's superhuman in some ways.
Bob played for George Allen at Whittier College and was a Detroit Lion draft pick in 1956. Might seem like a come-down playing for a misfit team and practicing on a 20-yard strip of grass in a public park. But for Bob Blecken, it's still the same game with the same timeless allure.
About the third or fourth practice we came out, I saw Bob come walking out. I saw he's older, and I said, cool, another coach. All of a sudden, I started seeing him suiting up, and I'm like, was this guy crazy? I mean, I'm 26, and I'm having a hard time getting out of bed on Monday still.
Now, my fault. My question is, we've got an even, but I'm uncovered. Now, I'm down blocking because it's an even.
It's got great technique. You're going to see great form. You're going to see 100% effort. But don't let Bob fool you. You got a split personality, though. He can be down and dirty and intense, and he can get after it there.
They don't know until, like I say, they don't know until he pulls off his helmet to see. I mean, they're shocked, they're stunned that they've been playing against a normal man like that, and he's taking advantage of them. That's the thing.
We're doing it for us.
Let's go 4-0. Semi-pro football attracts a colorful cast. Truck drivers, bricklayers, bikers, bouncers, and the man they call Father Football.
He's the most amazing old guy I've ever saw. In fact, you don't want to call him old. He's 6'5", about 280. I call him Mr. Blecken. I've learned so much about defensive football from his ability to see tendencies in other teams. You know, I'm going to be a whole lot better coach than most of the guys I'm going against because of Blecken.
The game is played one play at a time, and on that play, you give it everything you've got. So what you really do is you break it into not a big game, but each little play is a game, and you try to win as many of those as you can.
If you ever watch the semi-pro game, these guys, you know, work full jobs all their lives, and all of a sudden they want to go out Sunday and get beat up and everything and go through that. They're all nuts. I don't want to be around those guys any longer than I have to. I'm certainly not going to walk on the field and talk to some guy and ask him why this old man beat you up. I mean, he might slit my throat right there.
On game day, the Ventura team dresses in a roller rink. In the gypsy game of sandlot football, no one gets paid. And no one knows who will show up from one week to the next.
A player that just showed up is our quarterback, and he lives about 3 hours away and doesn't have reliable transportation, so he misses a lot of games. And when he's here, we typically win. I think what somebody did is send him bus fare or something.
What's his name?
Don't ask questions like that.
You don't know the quarterback's name?
Heck no. He probably doesn't know my name either.
Everybody come in here for a minute. Listen, we're out of the leagues. These are being credited with a forfeit win. Let's give them a big burger and knock the hell out of them and go 4-0 for the rest of the year. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Pro right, pro right.
The Cardinals don't play for the roar of the crowd because in Ventura, there isn't one. Only a few friends and relatives attend the game against the Palmdale Dolphins. While the skill level falls short of NFL standards, the aggression does not.
Down the field, Animals! Come on, clutch check!
Hey, it was an arm that was trapped and I let go of it. Why do you think I have my arm out there?
Just play. Stop rationalizing. Hey, you want to relax? It's 3rd and long. We got a penalty. I'm not punting. I want a first down, and I want you to go score. We're calling a first down play right now. Let's see what kind of you got on offense. Go play and get a first down. I'm not punting it. Go, play. Let's go. Get a first down now.
Hey, when he be on TV, it's going to go bleep, bleep, bleep. Bleep. Censor. I said a bleep. And a bleep. And a bleep.
The semi-pro game may look innocent, but it can be even more violent than the NFL. In the minor leagues, every player goes all out, but not every player is under control. The result is a lot of hard hits, hard falls, and hard feelings.
Remember me from the Bandits. Love you, baby. Wow. I got your boy right here, baby.
In this stormy and dangerous sea, Bob Bleckin is an island of calm.
Hey, we can do it. We'll do it. Plenty of time.
That was Jersey! What is with these refs?
They're not doing real well today.
Don't yell at me.
Guys, we should have scored by now. Let's concentrate. Next time, let's take it in. We got to take it in.
Oh, man. He's got to call the damn plays I call. So we can score.
The Dolphins win the game, and Ventura finishes the season with a 2-7 record. But there are no bad football seasons for Bob Bleckin. He cherishes every play.
Best football player I ever played against my entire life, man.
Enjoy. Hey, I need you at practice so I can put in multiple fronts and stunt packages, and then nobody will be able to stop you.
We didn't quite get it done today, but we played together and we played well as a team. We'd ask that you inspire everybody that can possibly make it to practice, because we need to get better. We're out here playing because you've given us the opportunity to do that. You've given us the body, the health, and that special frame of mind where we can play the greatest game on earth. Amen.
Amen.
How could I not be involved in football? Why wouldn't I be involved in football? And so it's a little bit violent. Is that bad? Certainly it's legal. I'd like to think of myself as a gentle warrior who can still go out to battle. You know, I would think most people would just be totally shocked to say, you mean this guy goes out every year and has to fight and win for a starting position? And he does that? But yeah, if somebody were to say, gosh, you can go out there at age 16 and compete with these young guys, it couldn't be done. And it probably can't be done. And you probably cannot play contact football at my age. So now, given that you can't do it at my age, then People ask, well, do you think you can do it for another 5 years? I'm not sure how it's happening now. Miracles do happen. Why God has blessed me so that I could play football at my age, I certainly don't know. He just must love me very much.
In Washington, D.C., every landmark tells a story of the American spirit, of challenges met and overcome. Just a few blocks from the nation's capital, there's a school built on that spirit, Gallaudet University, home of the Bison. Football at Gallaudet looks like football played anywhere. The players run, they jump, they hit. The coaches signal in plays, but unlike any other team, at Gallaudet the players send signals back. The Bison are America's only deaf college football team.
Come on, fellas, concentrate, concentrate, come on, come on. Each play is important, each play is important, fellas.
Gallaudet's football tradition dates back more than 100 years. The contribution its players have made to the game changed football forever. In 1890, the Gallaudet players looked for a way to plot strategy without the opponents stealing their hand signals. They moved several yards off the ball and formed a circle so the other team could not see the quarterback signing. The Gallaudet players called this formation a huddle, and soon every team in America was using it. Gallaudet brought another innovation to the game, the drum.
We started the drum back in 1970, and of course, we didn't know if it was going to work or not. We don't know what we'd do without it now. When the drum's broken, we say, all right, let's try without the drum. Oh my gosh, it's terrible. Nobody's in sync. We can't really make it work now without the drum.
At the mainstream school that I went to, I would have to depend on my eyesight and visually knowing what's going on. But here I can hear the drum or I can feel it.
At Gallaudet, the drum is like a coach. The players feel its vibration and respond. The drum signals the start of practice and the end of stretching. It begins each drill. And no team member is more important than the drummer.
I'm a very important person. I'm the person that even starts the game and starts every play. Without the drum, then the game wouldn't even happen. Yeah, we're definitely important in that way. I hit it once. If they don't move, I hit it again. If they don't move, I hit it again. It's really no technique to it. You just hit it. It's fun. Every time there's a touchdown, I feel like I actually did it. And in a way, I did, because we actually started that whole series of plays.
When I came to Gallaudet, I was wondering, how do they move the ball? And I remember my first day in the football practice, I was standing next to the drum. And I was just standing there, all of a sudden, boom, and oh, my ears just hurt. Same thing for me. One nice thing about that, it's almost like I can hear 5,000 miles away when that drum goes off.
One time I was reaching in the drum to get a clipboard just as they were hitting it, and that nearly blew my ears out. But you get used to it.
When the opposing team are over-aggressive, the drum really frustrates them because of the different counts that we go on.
They do catch you. It's not something you see every week, so it's something you got to prepare for. And you know, if we only jump both sides a couple times there, I'll be happy.
Should be on them, should be on them.
Anticipating the drum can also be a problem for Bison players, but for them, the penalty is more than just 5 yards.
You want to find me a hill here, and you owe me push-ups. That was early. On one.
We can bring out Bison wide.
Assistant coach Aaron Jackson played college football at North Carolina and with Cincinnati in the NFL. But the drum was nothing new for him when he arrived at Gallaudet. He's been following the beat since he was a boy.
I've heard this drum all my life because I grew up in this neighborhood. I used to come here with my friends and we used to run around the place, you know, and get kicked off the campus and, you know, come back and get kicked off again. I never guessed that I would be here coaching one day.
Jackson knew no sign language when he joined the Bison staff in 1995. But on the field, he has no trouble getting his point across.
After I decided that I was going to take the job at Gallaudet, I studied by myself in the mirror at home, and I got the basics down.
You have to beat him. You scared of him? Okay, come on. Kick his butt.
He'll tell you the truth. He's honest with people. If you're not a good football player, he'll tell you. If you're a good football player, he'll tell you. If you're doing something wrong, he'll tell you.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, man. Look, you got embarrassed that play. Linebackers, look at him. Look at him.
I'm not the kind of coach that's going to tolerate a lot of mistakes.
You're going to be on the bench with me. What you talking about? You made one mistake? Nah, you've made too many. You're making one now. You're not the only player on this team. You need to respect your linemen and your other players. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And him, and him, and him. Let them play football. That's your biggest problem. When you learn that, then you'll be fine.
Like most successful coaches, Jackson is demanding, yet supportive. His goal is to see the players improve.
That's a nice job.
A lot of our kids are behind with the basic fundamentals. So the different thing here is that if you want to be a coach in football here, you're going to have to be a real teacher, because you're going to have patience and the understanding that these kids just don't understand the true basics of football. My job here is to teach them.
Good job. Get, quick, hit. Try. Okay. Don't you love this?
Football is a game I've been playing since I've been 5 years old, and I've been excited about it ever since.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Great job. Great job.
Football has given me a chance to grow up. Football has given me a chance to escape from a tough inner city life.
There you go, yes, baby!
It's important to me, and I'm here to give what I have to Gallaudet.
Great job, Lon! Yeah!
Coach Ann, he like a father to me. He always says it takes a special person to play football. Coach Ann, he just taught me a whole lot. He taught me more than football. He taught me life.
What did they do? Research what? They research.
For Gallaudet players, life is a balance of football and academics. Someone is always teaching, whether it's basic Spanish or basic football.
Okay, now. Okay, this is football 101. The front linemen are called the offensive linemen. The back are called the defensive linemen. In the front, there are two guys here. They're called the wide receivers. Here are the defensive linemen.
Rich Pelletier is head football coach and athletic director at Gallaudet. Pelletier played for the Bison and graduated from the school in 1975. He has been part of the Gallaudet family for 25 years, and his affection for the school and the game continues to grow.
I just love football. It comes from within, and there's so much challenge as a coach. You know, it's sort of like a chess game. You got to prepare for the game. It's a lot of fun trying to outsmart the opponent, you know, take advantage of their weaknesses, make your adjustments. You know, that's the fun part of coaching, trying to teach the players, get them fired up.
In our games and all we've had this season, what they saw was not Gallaudet Bison football. I want to see Gallaudet Bison out there on the field today. Let's show them what Gallaudet football's about. Show courage. Come on. Give everything you have. Don't save a thing. Don't save a thing. We're playing football. I know that you can beat them. I know you can. I
A game at Gallaudet begins like a game at any other school, with the national anthem. But there is no music, no singing, only signs.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I love football.
You got to have the heart to play football. It's like a war. I hope you can understand my signs because of my finger.
I love football. I have to participate in football.
The Bison have just 4 winning seasons since 1930. But their heart, like their drum, still beats strong. Like all teams, the Bison play to win. They want to give their fans a reason to cheer, even if most of them will never hear it.
It would be nice to hear it for once. You know, I feel what it would be like, but it would be nice to hear what it feels like.
Their goal is not to be seen as a good deaf team, but simply a good team. One full of Bison pride.
I always want to get respect from the opponents. I want the opponents to leave the field remembering how tough we are. I want them to remember all year long, the toughest team we played this year, that was Gallaudet. That's Bison pride.
I feel we're the same as the Hare people. We can play the same. We can do anything that a Hare team can do. It shows something to people. It makes people think. You have Bison pride. Never give up.
A lot of people don't realize that death is not a handicap. You know, it's just something that happens. And it don't stop you from doing anything. To compete, we have heart. I have no fear. I'm a football player. I can't hang my head down. Well, I prove all of them I can play. That's what matters, man.
Whether we win or lose, doesn't matter. We still have the heart to play. Bison pride.
At Gallaudet, as elsewhere, the game is ongoing. Seasons change, but the game of football keeps a steady beat in the heartland of America. In Juneau, Alaska, one season ends and the next day, fundraising for a new season begins.
But it makes it a whole lot easier, and it'll make a big difference with our kids as well.
The community has 9 months to raise $100,000.
We're here to ask help.
In the sandlots, as usual, no one is watching. But 61-year-old Bob Blecken begins the 46th season of his miraculous career. Now fully retired, Gary and Dorothy Steffi can finally take that dream vacation to Niagara Falls.
How is it? It's water.
John Yacino is back at summer camp, but with a new team, Hazelton High.
Only the names changed. You all do it the same. Terrible.
Tony Zimmerman has earned a scholarship to the University of Pittsburgh, where he hopes to follow in the footsteps of another quarterback named Marino. In Guthrie, Texas, the senior class looks to the future, and Seth Walker honors his football past.
Y'all have given me little things that will get me through my life. I'm going to make it because of the little things. God bless. Thank you.
Demolition wins the prison championship and celebrates a fleeting moment of freedom.
We'd like to thank Alan Poole Presbury, Commissioner, for running a fine program. That's all.
Gene and Doc Murphy bring their team back from defeat to win the Mississippi State title.
Congratulations. Yes, ma'am, you can. What a great wife.
North Dakota State gets a rematch with North Dakota in the Division II playoffs, and this time, the Bison win the game. So it goes on this timeless cycle of football America. A game that has become a common denominator of uncommon emotion. A tie that binds the most diverse population on Earth. Listen, and you can hear it. growing ever stronger, the unmistakable rhythm of football America.